Hey guys, how are we doing? So we are back on another video from Alexander's, however you pronounce the name of the channel, and I really loved the Morality of Gone Freaks video. It was very, very good and made me think about things that had happened in the series like more than I did originally. And you guys seemed to like it, and the comments were really good on the reactions, so you wanted me to do more. So I've picked this one out. I know it's not the one that everyone was screaming out for, but I really like Hisoka as a character. I think he's really interesting and he adds a lot to the show. And seeing the title being The Importance of Hisoka, I'd love to see Alexander's view on why Hisoka is important. And I got thinking about it as seeing the title, and like, Hisoka seems to keep everything together. Whenever like the story changes or progresses or goes to a different thing, it seems to be like stuck together because he's there. Like, his friendship with Killua's brother, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names, keeps things, like, wrapped up in places. The way that he went to Greed Island, and then he helped them out, but then gets the Nen removal guy, I was like, that's so, to get Crollo to be able to use Nen again, and I know that didn't happen in the anime. I'm not too bothered if it spoils stuff in the manga, because I'm getting the volumes anyway, and I'll be able to read them for myself. But in my head, I'm like, right, so he's obviously gone to Green Island to get that guy to eventually fight Crollo, and he's just always there linking everything together. Nothing ever seems out of place, because like you've got him to throw in the mix, where he's friends with Killua's brother. He was part of the Phantom Troop. He wants to fight Crollo. He was on Green Island for a reason, and he's always around. And he's such an interesting, complex character. It's awesome. So I'm sorry. Maybe I should save these for when the videos are ended. I like to just give my little thought process on it before it starts, because in the future I want to do videos like this. I really love like analysing stuff myself and giving my opinion on stuff, and I hope down the line I can learn from watching these videos and react to them. But until then, we're going to watch this. This is The Importance of Hisoka in Hunter x Hunter. Oh, the music's cool. Major spoilers for Hunter, including the oh, well, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
There was a moment during my first watch of the 2011 adaptation of Hunter x Hunter that took my breath away.
Right.
It was just a little tiny moment in the midst of a sweeping, cinematic, huge scene, but it quite literally exhilarated me. It was the imagery of Hunter x Hunter's personified trump card, Hisoka, overlooking the chaos of the requiem of destruction and mourning, illuminated on the top of a skyscraper against the night sky. Hisoka had virtually nothing to do with that specific scene,
no, it's
and this
about
part of the
Crollo,
story was mainly focused on Crollo, the troop, Kurapika, and his friends. But Hisoka's mere presence got me thinking. No matter what happens in the foreground of this amazing story,
he's always there.
There will always be a swaggering, smiling clown skulking in the background, waiting in the shadows. We don't know if Hisoka will flick his switch in 2 episodes, or 20.
Yeah, like when's he going to do a major thing?
This guy will do something
incredible. Yeah.
Along with being swept up in the beauty of this scene, seeing Hisoka there just got me so excited for what was to come. It reminded me that Hunter x Hunter is a series that never gets too safe, never stops surprising the audience, and always manages to captivate and entertain.
Definitely.
This is the brilliance of Hisoka.
Hisoka's unorthodox characterization. Okay.
This goes without saying, but Hisoka distinguishes himself. Togashi threw out the rulebook when crafting him, and this is what makes him so good. For such an important character, there is very, very little background information on Hisoka.
Oh yeah, we know nothing about him.
The literal only canon fact about Hisoka's past involves the origin and inspiration for his bungee gum Nen technique. In the manga and 2011 anime, Hisoka reveals that he named his technique after both a candy and chewing gum brand that he enjoyed as a kid.
Yeah.
In the 1999 anime, this is expanded upon slightly as Hisoka reveals to Gon that he named bungee gum after a gum that he loved as a child, and that due to his family being so poor, he often chewed it until it lost all of its flavor. Oh. And that is it. That is all the canon information we have.
Right, we know nothing.
There was indeed a one-shot chapter about Hisoka's past, written by Tokyo Ghoul mangaka Sui Ishida. Oh. But this has, at the time of this video, and to my knowledge at least, not been confirmed as canon.
Oh, okay.
It documents Hisoka's past in a time where he was a brilliant circus performer, during which he learned about Nen from a ringmaster of a circus troupe.
Okay.
It reveals how he came across Nen and developed it, but doesn't really establish how Hisoka came to have the personality that he has.
Right.
A lot of his traits were already present in this story. Regardless, it is an interesting read that may indeed end up being confirmed canon.
That'd be cool.
So I'd check it out if you haven't already.
No.
So as you can see, we know so little about what made Hisoka the person that he is, and that just adds to the enigma that is his character. It is not Hisoka's past that dictates his characterization, but his moment-to-moment desires in the present.
Yeah, it's like, what's he gonna do? What does he want?
The characters of Hunter are all diverse and unique, but Hisoka takes that to a different level. He is so remarkable and distinct. He sings to a completely different tune compared to literally every single character in Hunter x Hunter. And this is what makes Hisoka special, from a narrative, balancing, thematic, and purely entertainment-based standpoint. At the moment, Hisoka is actually quite shallow in terms of characterization.
I mean, that way
what you see is what you get with him. A lot of times, that doesn't work in anime, but Hunter x Hunter is a story that provides Hisoka with a platform to thrive. He is selfish and self-interested.
Oh yeah, he just wants what he wants.
As long as it pleases him.
Yeah, if he benefits,
then fine. He's also a bloodthirsty
fine.
murderer, which can actually become easy to forget, but is definitely an important thing to take
Yeah,
care
it is, isn't it? It's like, he likes to kill people.
Exists purely to seek pleasure, and he gets pleasure from only the fiercest battles.
Yes. Swing!
He has instincts dictating his actions and behaviors throughout
He likes
the
to build them
series,
up, let them build up, and then bring them down.
And that is what makes Hisoka stand apart. There is no logic or calculation in his thinking unless it serves a higher purpose of allowing him to get off through combat or to have fun. His morals are basically non-existent as well. He essentially determines a person's worth by how much of a thrill he can get through fighting them.
Yeah.
The only reason he refrains from killing Gon, for example, in multiple points throughout the series, is because he wants to see him become stronger,
yes, he does.
Fight him at his best,
and then bring him down.
Subsequently derive pleasure from the fight. I've seen
characters
who love to fight and were guided by instinct, but Hisoka takes these traits to extremes that are insane, but somehow work wonderfully and blend in terrifically with Togashi's tale.
Hisoka's role in Hunter x Hunter's story.
Hisoka is gloriously entertaining whenever he's on page.
Oh, I love it.
But he also serves a narrative purpose as a balancer when it comes to tone, and he is so important for Hunter x Hunter's ability to maintain its own unique style through his unpredictability and bizarreness. Hisoka lets desire dictate his actions, so you might think that most of his actions would be predictable, since we know exactly what he wants.
But they're not.
But the way that he goes about following his instincts so that he can achieve optimal pleasure, such as when he was mulling over what he should do with the Killua, Illumia...
Oh my god, yeah, he was like, I should kill him and let him just try and hunt me down.
For example, he works with Gon and Killua in Greed Island because he just craves a bit of fun. Despite serving as a mainly antagonistic character prior to that point. Who could have predicted that at the beginning of the series?
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen that.
This aspect of his character keeps the show constantly fresh whenever Hisoka is in the arc.
Yeah, as soon as he pops up, it's like, what's he going to do?
He might not even do anything crazy, but there's always something in the back of the watcher's mind saying, what is this guy going to do next?
Yeah, exactly.
And this all just adds to Hunter x Hunter's engaging nature. Hisoka is always there to provide entertainment, but I'm absolutely positive that Togashi also carefully planned his role in the story. This is because in any given arc, Hisoka has some sort of role aside from raw entertainment. He always serves a purpose.
Yeah, he's never just there.
An arc that is lighthearted and fun most of the time, Hisoka provides a malevolent undertone and foreshadows the series' darker nature. No matter how lighthearted the earlier moments in Hunter x Hunter were, especially in the 2011 anime, Hisoka was always there to add an element of menace and a threat to our protagonists.
Yeah.
And this was very important for establishing intrigue in the series from the beginning. His early antics were a bit of a shock to the system, but they were very effective for introducing Hisoka's characterization. In the Heaven's Arena arc, Hisoka acts as a benchmark and a goal for Gon.
He does, yeah. He's like, I'm going to fight him, I'm going to punch him, I'm going to give him that badge back.
Hisoka is the biggest endeavor for Gon at this point. And Hisoka's skill level provides an end goal for Gon and drives the plot of the arc and Gon's actions forward. We also learn a great deal about the intricacies of Nen through Hisoka.
We do.
Specifically through his fight with Castro and the ensuing explanation of how he won. Not to mention that Hisoka was one half of one of the high points in the series. His incredible fight with Gon.
It was amazing.
And I have to give him some credit for that.
So good.
Now, I did mention this in my Phantom Troop analysis video, but to reiterate,
I've not watched that.
In York New, Hisoka balances the story through being the unpredictable chaos factor, the double-crosser of the Phantom Troop who is capable of backstabbing any and all of them at any point.
He changes
this
the bloody,
contrasts the familial nature of the troop and goes a long way towards
thing that tells the
humanizing
future,
them and thus making the arc work. In York New, Hisoka superbly contrasts the morally ambiguous nature of so many other characters and just makes his presence felt as an unknown entity. In a sense, he is a huge contributor to the York New arc being so successful. In Greed Island, an arc that maintains Hunter x Hunter's distinct style, but is actually quite foreign in terms of geography and mechanics, Hisoka acts as a sort of bridge between Gon and Killua's new reality and the world of Hunter x Hunter that we have come to know and love. He connects the disconnected world of Greed Island to the outside world to provide some continuity and a bigger picture feeling to the
I'm
arc,
here as well,
which stopped it from feeling too isolated in the overall narrative. He also indirectly provides the audience with information about Chrollo's state, and nudges that.
That's true as well, yeah. Like I'm saying, he keeps the stories together.
His nonchalant nature juxtaposes everyone else's fierce determination to beat the game, to just add some levity to things. I always found it hilarious just seeing Hisoka drunkenly smiling in the back, as Gon and Killua shared so many touching moments during the volleyball game with Razor.
That's quality.
Last but not least, Hisoka's presence in the election arc was so significant in grounding the story, after the relatively off-the-wall and detached nature of the Chimera Ant arc.
Yeah.
Chimera Ant was wonderful.
It was amazing.
But through it we experienced a great deal of darkness and grimness. It was brilliant, but it was a totally different side to Hunter x Hunter, and after 60-something episodes and countless chapters of heavy, heavy stuff,
it was heavy.
Some pure fun was badly needed. And that is exactly what Hisoka provides through his presence in the Hunter election. I can't tell you how much of a joy it was for me to see this man strut his stuff again.
Yeah.
It was the Hunter x Hunter equivalent of returning home after a long, draining, emotional vacation.
That's true, yeah.
Also, we get to see a different side of Hisoka here. For the first time in the series, he is legitimately a little bit rattled and worried due to the havoc that Nanika's power could potentially cause.
You could potentially kill him.
So it is interesting to see the way he reacts to a rare situation in which he is not totally in control of things. As for the Dark Continent arc, well, I'll let that one play out before drawing any conclusions, but I believe that Hisoka has a gigantic role to play in that one.
Right.
Each arc that Hisoka was in had its own specific style, but Togashi often used Hisoka as a counterweight to balance out the arcs.
Why won't you kill me?
Not focus too heavily on one emphasized characteristic. This was a big contributor to keeping the audience guessing throughout the series and maintaining its gripping and unpredictable nature. Hisoka adding balance is not only true for each individual arc, but also for Hunter x Hunter as a whole. In a series with so many shades of grey, and so many morally ambiguous characters, sometimes you just need a clown man that gets horny when he fights a strong opponent.
Sometimes you just need that.
Because this adds total balance.
So funny.
A series that takes itself too seriously.
Sometimes you need a clown that just gets horny fighting a strong man.
So seeing Hisoka's quirky interactions immediately after the Chimera Ant arc was a true breath of fresh air.
It was nice, wasn't it? Like, we needed to take a step back. Hisoka's screen time, okay.
I liken Togashi's use of the character of Hisoka in Hunter x Hunter to the phrase, everything in moderation.
Yes.
Hisoka has plenty of screen time,
overuse him.
But he is absent or relatively unimportant for a good deal of the story. He was pivotal to Heaven's Arena and the Hunter exam, but in York New, Greed Island, and the Hunter election, Hisoka is nothing more than a secondary
He's just there for a little bit, isn't
he? Or antagonist. But this is far from a negative. In fact, I applaud Togashi for his meticulous use of one of the show's greatest assets.
To be able to use such a recognizable and important character for a short amount of time.
If he were the main focus of every single arc, his lasting impact on the audience would be dulled, and his characterization would not be as valued by the Hunter x Hunter fans.
It wouldn't be as pleasing to see him on screen.
Included. Adding to that, Hisoka being a prominent character in some of these arcs would just be jarring and out of place in terms of tone. His secondary role and limited screen time in Greed Island, for example, was perfect.
I loved it.
And unless Togashi had made the conscious decision to take his character in a more nuanced and subtle direction, I simply cannot imagine Hisoka working in the Chimera Ant.
No, like, it wouldn't have worked, would it?
Hisoka into a subtler character to fit in with the heavier, morally grey material
just bring him in where it suits.
Would have been a mistake as well. Because Hisoka is the polar opposite of subtle, and that should never, ever change, in my opinion. I would love if Hisoka was in every single episode, but too much of a good thing can indeed be a bad thing.
Yeah.
He is used just enough to have a big influence on the series, but not enough for us to become accustomed to his presence. Thus, the audience savors every moment that we have with him. Despite all that I've said about Hisoka's importance to the narrative, I failed to mention certain parts of his characterization. Hisoka is not very deep, true, but his characterization is so well done that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He is a brilliant tactical strategist.
Yes, he's very clever.
Fear. He doesn't seem to react to pain. He is actually nearly primitive with how tunnel-visioned he is at times, with the ultimate goal of pleasure, of course, in mind. Above all, Hisoka is just so much fun.
He is a lot of fun. He's
literally
great.
Makes you forget that he's a bloodthirsty psychopath through his charisma, and I can't overstate how impressive that
Sometimes he's like an anti-villain.
He is infectious, and I found myself hanging on to his every word throughout his scenes.
No, an anti-hero.
The significance he serves to the structure of Hunter x Hunter's story
you know what I mean.
can't be overlooked, and he is so integral to the series for so many reasons. But most importantly, in the end, he provides a raw and pure enjoyment factor to the story. And at the end of the day, isn't that what this medium is all about?
Yes. Oh, awesome. Love it. Love the video just finishes on the point. Cool. That's awesome. That was a quality video. Hisoka is very important to the story. And no spoilers at all to what I haven't read in the manga. But I imagine he takes that guy from Greed Island to make sure that, like, Crollo can fight him, because that was the whole thing. He was like, I want to fight Crollo. That's why he joined the Phantom Troop. He wanted to find a moment where he could get him alone, and then he's like, oh, never mind. So he went to Greed Island, found that guy, and left with him. And then we didn't see that, so... But it's cool, because it's on Amazon right now. Volume 33? 33 and 34 are on Amazon, and 33 apparently is... Volume 33 is like literally where the anime left off. So if there's anyone out there that wants to know what happens from the anime and you know, has no clue, Volume 33 apparently, I've been reading the reviews on it on Amazon, literally carries on from where the anime left off. So I'm buying 33 and 34, and 35 is available in March. So yeah, if you don't want to be reading it online and you want like a bulk, because I'd rather have a bulk at a time, I'm going to get 33, 34 now, and then 35 when it comes out, and as the Hunter x Hunter volumes come out, I'll read them, because I really loved the anime. It was so good, and I really want to know what happens next. That was a good video. That was a really good video. Hisoka's a really interesting character, does a lot for the show, and I'm glad that Alexander's, how you pronounce his name, sees that and felt the need to do a video on it. It's fantastic. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. What did you guys think of that? What did you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos, and I'll see you guys. Yes, I'll see you guys next time.